Hello student, we are going to discuss a poem by W. Yeats, A Prayer for My Daughter. Prior to seeing, weaving, line by line summary, line by line explanation, we are going to discuss background of the poem. There was the Irish revolutionary movement against Great Britain. In 1990s and 1921, poem poet is expressing in this poem a concern for his daughter, safety for his daughter, and expressing his anxiousness, concern, and anxiety for his daughter. Once more the storm is blowing, the harp hid under the cradle hood and coverlid. My child slips on. There is no obstacle, but gregarious wood and one bare heel, whereby the haystack and roof-leveling wind, bred on the Atlantics, can be stayed, and for an hour I have walked and prayed because of the great glooms that is in my mind. Once more, storm is hollowing. Once more, storm is blowing very heavily, and the daughter of poet is in the cradle, covered by hood and coverlid. She is in a sleep. She slips on. There is no impediment, there is no obstacle, there is no difficulty which can awaken her or break her sleep. But gregarious wood and one bare heel, whereby the haystack and roof leveling wind. Wind is so swift, so fast, that even the gregarious wood and one bare heel, hills which became bare without its leaf and without branches. It shows the beautifulness of heel has vanished away because of the sweeping, all leveling wind, haystack and roof leveling wind. The haystack means the grass, pile of grass, and roof has leveled by wind. Bread or Atlantic can be stayed, and it can be stayed in Atlantics, in the ocean. And for an hour I have walked and prayed. For an hour he is walking and praying for his daughter because of her great glooms, great unhappiness that is in poet's mind. He is expressing thoughts in the first paragraph. I have walked and prayed for this young child as hour, and heard the sea wind screaming upon the towers under the arches of the bridge, and screams the elms above the filled streams. Imagination is excited reveries that his future years had come, and dancing to frenzied drums out of the murderous innocence of the sea. He walked and prayed for the young child's an hour. He says that sea wind screams upon the tower. Wind is so fast that it is dashing to towers and its seashore, arches and bridges. It also dashes to the arches and bridges which is erected nearby the seashore. The elms above the glade streams, even the trees above the flooded streams, imagining the excited reveries. They are in excited reveries. They are also dreaming and imagining in that dreaming that a future head comes, dancing to the fragility. Whatever the future years comes, nobody knows about it. Nobody has any kind of a predictions about it. Dancing in the frenzy and drums, a manner in which a man who is a like a man who frenziedly one who beating the drums in a frenzied manner out of mother's innocence of sea. Sea is even known for his or her calmness, for its peace, but now it became murderous. Now it's become violent. It has now changed its nature, its temperament, its own nature. May she be granted beauty and it not. Beauty to make a stranger's sight distraught, or serve before a looking glass for such. Being made beautiful, who much consider beauty is sufficient and lose natural kindness and may be the heart revealing intimacy. He is praying to the God that she may be granted beauty. God may grant beauty to her daughter, but not beauty to make a stranger's sight destroyed. Not that much now upset and anxious. The meaning of word destroyed is that writer may be saying that if stranger is becoming anxious and upset because of ugliness or beautifulness, she should not be that much ugly and that much beautiful, or her before a looking glass. Looking glass means mirror. That she should not be as beautiful that all the time she is looking at glass or mirror all the time. For such being made beautiful were much and consider beauty sufficient. He is saying only, not beautiful were much. She should not be beautiful too much. And he knows that beauty is sufficient for the sake to get her groom for her daughter, and not to that much beautiful who lose the natural kindness. And maybe he is referring here to Mudgone, his a woman for whom he waited many years for her reply. He proposed to Mudgone, and even beautiful woman is not kind-hearted. It is his perspective, his opinion about beautiful women. And even if, because that may be reason, he waited almost to grow the daughter of Mudgone, and even she says no to him by saying that you are old now, and he was too much distressed because of this situation. The heart revealing intimacy that chooses right and never find a friend. Even that much not, she should not be that much beautiful and not that much ugly that she will find it difficult to get friends in her life. His in the next para, Helen's being chosen found life flat and dull. Here he is referring to the a heroine of Iliad, which is written by the Homer, a Greek writer, epic writer. He wrote a epic like a Ramayana. It's resemble with Ramayana, but the story is different. That Helen's elope or run away with her lover Paris, and and Ravana in Mahabharata. He make make compulsion. He he with powers and with figures he abducted Sita. That is the difference between these two epics. And because of the beautifulness, life of life became flat and dull for Helen. Later had much trouble from a fool. And see, if we see that epic, he is referring to Iliad, that she has to face much trouble from fool, that is the Paris, from her lover, that make her life hell, while the great queen that rose out of the spray, being fatherless, could have her way. She became fatherless in a war because of fighting, because of protecting her, became a challenge. And that is why he is saying that beautifulness, too much beauty should not be granted to her, because the byproduct of that much beauty is such kind of troubles. It chooses the bandy leg smith for man, and for that for her husband she has to wrap a uh, band on her lover's leg. It is certain that fine women eat. He is also making the prejudice towards women, biased hue towards women, that fine women, it's their uh, protectives, guardian, their husband, their lovers. The crazy salads with their meats, crazy salads here, that uh, uh, because here it is refer to a man who is mad for getting such a woman, beautiful women, so that it's become very much difficult for those who protects such women, whereby the horn of the plenty is undone. So the horns of plenties, even if they have a lot of abundance or lot of money, or they may be aristocratic, but this kind of a natural natural kind of a trouble is always posed before for such women. And that is why he is praying to God that she should not be beauty over her much, that, and even the kindness now not theirs, as we know that in Homer's Iliad, that Helen, who became very very bored in her life because her husband was all the time in the war. She was fed of that life, which is sitting in the palace. That is how he referred it. And Madgon, the woman who was not kind-hearted in his according to him or in his opinion. So these two things which has deeply affected his life and his course of life or his way of life. In courtesy, I have her chiefly learns. In courtesy, in mannerism, in a sishtachar, she should be chiefly learns everything. Hearts are not had as a gift, but hearts are earned by those that are not entirely beautiful. Yet many that have played the fool. Hearts are not a gift. It is not given a gift. It has to be earned. It has to be acquired with good nature by those that are not entirely beautiful. Even though people who are not beautiful, yet many have played the fool, and they have earned the heart. Mm, they have won the hearts of other. Yet many have played the fools. Other people, even in spite of being beautiful, uh, and beautiful people or women are like a fool. It is a prejudice, of course, but yeah, expressed in a poem. For beauty's very self, charms made wise, the charmsness that brings a wisdom or wiseness in life. Many a poor man that has rode, loves and thoughts himself beloved, from a grand kindness cannot take his eyes. He is talking about a poor man has rode in in he is talking about the mesmerizingness, the enticeness or captivity of those who do not possess this kind of a things that poor man cannot travel or cannot get such thing, loves and thoughts himself beloved. They can be only in a thoughts, can be in the beloved or the beautiful women can be only in their thoughts and not in their life. From the glad kindness cannot take his eyes. Even if the gladness, the happiness, kindness cannot take such things uh, in their life. It can be only in their eyes, only in their imagination. May she becomes the flourishing hidden tree. She should be like a flourishing hidden trees which always give um, uh, flourishness, or that all her thoughts may like be lineate be. Her thoughts should be like a birds, lineate birds, which is known for his innocence and its enthusiastic attitude towards life, have no business but dispensing round. It has nothing to do with other things, just it makes atmosphere um, pleasing. Their magnanimities of sound, the magnanimities of that sounds of those words, nor even the merriments begins the chase. She should not be only happy or uh, enjoy only in a chase, but she should be happy or she should be content or she should be get satisfactions in choral as well. Oh, may she lives like some green laurel. And this, she should be like a green laurel, the tree which is all the time green. No, it has no any effect. The tree has no any effect of any season. It's never lose its leaf. It might be, but here green laurel is always green laurel, um, rooted in one dear perpetual place. Here, rooted in a sense, here it shows that she should stand for traditions, convention, custom, that she is upholders of a tradition, like a rooted in perpetual bliss. Poet is expressing that in this para or stanza, that she should be like a flourishing hidden trees and lineage bees, and nothing to do with the other things, but just making the atmosphere pleasing, and ma- magnanimities of pleasing sounds of those birds, that even even it has a um, so heart's greatness, that even it shows mercy to enemy, and even she should enjoy in competition, but not quarrel as well. uh, uh, she should be like a green laurel in her life, always happy and rooted for and upholder for the tradition. My minds, because of minds, so explanation is being going too much it is going to take too much time, so I am I take very 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 little time. Intellectual hatred is the worst. Oh, my the, the harp poem 1, 2, 3, and 4. These four stanzas we will going to discuss in the second part of this poem.